Welcome back. It is a Thirsty Thursday edition of Liquid Lunch on Newsmax TV. Now's the time of the show where what we do best. We're the only show on television every single day brings on a Democrat and a Republican. We throw out the topics of the day. They mix it up. I mix up a drink. They slug it out. At the end, one rule. We have a thoughtful conversation, shake hands, and we part friends. Today, on the right, we have joining us again Joe Pinion. He's a Republican. He's a business leader. And he's a great friend of the show. Been on Liquid Lunch many times. Joe, thanks for joining us.
Great to be here.
And, of course, Rob Taub in the center left. He writes for Newsmax.com, the centrist sentiments. He's also the ambassador for the American Diabetes Association, American Heart Association, and a big advocate for no diabetes by heart. Rob, thank you again.
Wonderful to be here with the two Italians, Tobacco and Pinion.
You know, I always try to make sure to at least make people aware of all the other work you do to help.
Thank you very much, John. I appreciate it.
And stuff.
And so do people with heart disease and diabetes.
Well, good. I'm happy to do it whenever we can. Now, Joe Pinion, hopefully he's not going to give you a heart attack in this Mix It Up because he's usually fired up.
I'm afraid of both of you guys ganging up.
Donald Trump went on a tweet storm today.
What a shock.
On all this impeachment stuff. I want to show you this one tweet in particular. The degenerate Washington Post made up the story about me asking Bill Barr to hold a news conference. Never happened, and there were no sources. Joe, what do you think about this? He's going nuts.
I mean, look, ultimately, this isn't really much ado about nothing. I think that if you're really talking about what the American people care about, they're not really sitting at home wondering, did he ask Barr to have a press conference? Did they not ask Barr to have a press conference? I think they're really worried about, hey, is a 401k is going to be okay? Can I afford to go Christmas shopping? Those are things that people are really going to be worried about. So.
Yep.
Yeah, but I'm looking at this as a coalescence and a culmination of all these tweets. It's starting to wear people down. Even, let's not say his base, but there are people who are on the periphery who voted for him but are now becoming intolerant of Trump and the degenerate Washington Post. It's like, anybody who's not with me 100% because I'm the king and I'm the despot and I'm the sole ruler of my little island, you're against me. And it's beginning to wear thin.
Look, I think there is some merit to the fact that there is Trump fatigue. I think there are many people, myself included, who get fatigued at times. But the real thing is that I think that at some basic level, we've just accepted this as the new norm. For better and for worse, this is just what you're going to get with President Trump. I think that you see the fatigue in the off-year elections. I think we saw that this past week. But I think, again, like most presidents, President Trump has the ability to save himself when he, in fact, is on the ballot. And I think Democrats are really taking a kind of brinksmanship approach to everything from impeachment to $20 trillion plans from Elizabeth Warren. And ultimately,
they're causing the fatigue.
Yes.
You know what I mean? If they weren't attacking the guy every single day, maybe he wouldn't be going on these Twitter rants.
Well, I'm going to agree with you on
Hold on, I ring the bell when we all agree. It doesn't happen a lot, but
as clear as that bell, and clearer is the breathless phoniness of Elizabeth Warren, and I'm going to help everybody, and we're all going to get free Medicare. It's so out of touch with the mainstream, and there's a level of elitism that just annoys the hell out of me, especially because she went to Rutgers, too. Not that I'm putting down New Jersey, everybody. I think we're going to be talking about that later, but it's just not necessary now for the Democratic Party. You need something, really in the middle and centrist and sensible.
Kate McKinnon plays a better Elizabeth Warren than Elizabeth Warren. Like if Kate McKinnon ran for president as Elizabeth Warren, she'd probably win.
Yeah, because Kate McKinnon's more sincere.
And you know that Volodymyr Zelensky was also a humorist who was on a comedy show.
Right. So maybe I could be president
he was running
of Ukraine
for president. Yeah, maybe you and Kate
President
McKinnon.
Taub.
You know McKinnon Taub?
Yes.
You know McKinnon, a.k.a. Warren Taub? That's not a bad thing, You might want to think about that. Kate McKinnon, if you're watching. She does. I think she played a better Elizabeth Warren than her.
I agree.
Yeah, I think the issue that Democrats face right now, we see Joe Biden now, if polls are to be believed, falling all the way down to fourth. They have backed themselves into a corner with people who are preaching policies vastly out of step with the vast swath of Americans. Yep. And I think ultimately they're going to pay a real price come 2020.
Preach. Jeff Sessions, He's back. He was in, a complete death match with Trump almost the whole time since he stepped out of the whole Russia probe. Trump's been really ticked off about that, and we all know what happened there. But now Jefferson Beauregard Sessions is going to run for his old Senate seat down there in Alabama.
Look, you couldn't make this up. If you put this in a movie, no one would believe it.
That's right.
I mean,
That's right.
But at least now he gets to run as the general, right? And I think that at least he has something going for him. I said the smart thing for the party to do, for President Trump to do, would probably just be to stay out of the mess.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I think the president at some point is going to weigh in. And I think, look, we have to be careful because, I mean, again, we have succeeded in ways that Democrats never thought they possibly could turn Alabama in any way, shape, or form blue. And so now we actually have a Democrat who's a senator from Alabama, if that can be believable. So I think, again, this notion that somehow, it's an unlosable seat, that bubble has to be burst. We have to be careful. I think Sessions can and will carry the state, provided that Republicans don't end up undercutting it.
Well, first of all, I have ill regard for Beauregard. I like that. But
No regard for Beauregard.
Isn't he not going to be rejected as a traitor to Trump by the Trump base, but never be accepted by Democrats like myself or knee-jerk liberals or complete jerk liberals or any liberals? So he's going to be like a man without a country.
I mean, President Trump has the power to create and destroy. If he decides that he wants to let water be under the bridge, then I think that Beauregard will be just fine. But I think if he wants to go there on Twitter, 160 or now expanded 200 and some odd characters at a time and literally burn his house down, then Jeff Sessions is going to have a lot of problems down there. And I think that the problem that we face is that if you have that 1/3 of people who are loyal to Sessions and you have that 1/3 of people who might be looking for one of the candidates, like former coach of Auburn, Tommy Tuberville, who's already declared, it leaves wiggle room for somebody like the good Judge Moore to come back and really have all types of ramifications for not just that race, but for the party nationwide as we head into 2020.
Well,
Let's see how this plays out. I'm going to take a quick break.
Oh,
We'll come
we
back.
leave?
We got to take a quick break. You guys are coming back. Do not go anywhere.
Can I stay?
You guys, Joe Pinion and Rob Taub, are going to be right there when we come back. Take a quick break. We're going to talk about recently Phil Murphy, the governor of New Jersey, outlawed off-duty police officers from carrying more than 6 bullets. So he's unarming police. And now he has sent a formal letter to Donald Trump asking that any refugees that break into the country, please send them to New Jersey. So we're going to be talking about the Garden State and all other great things right after this. Quick break. More Newsmax TV for you right after this.